Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is George here, founder of the Catapult Your Career Academy, and in this video I'm going to share with you one of my favorite strategies for you to accelerate your career way faster, regardless whether you're just starting your career or where you've spent a few years or 5 years, 10 years, more years in your professional development. If you want to get faster, there is one approach which applies across industries. Now, before I jump directly into it, I want to take a very short time and ask you for some suggestions and ideas as to how I can improve my space here. Now, as you know, this is my second video, and some people already told me about the first video, but this one is just pretty much the same in that it's my approach is very white. Like, it's me and then there is all this whiteness. So you have ideas as to how I can make my studio a little more fresh, colorful, pleasing to the eye, then please drop your suggestions below this video in the comments. And if I like and implement your suggestion, I promise I will have a very pleasant surprise that you will love. So without any further ado, jumping on to today's topic as to how, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, marketeer, a cook, I don't know, computer scientist, whatever you really are, it doesn't really matter what your profession is, how can you get way ahead of everybody else? And no, it's not about going to the best school in your particular field, it's not about reading a book, it's not about getting certifications or diplomas, which are kind of the standard approaches which people go after. All of these might be very helpful for your specific case at some stage in your career, but there is this one approach which really is, first of all, applies across industries, and second of all, is actually way more effective than all of these taken together. And this is the approach where you find the best people and the best companies within your specific field of interest, and then you find a way to work with them, work for them, or spend time with them, a lot of time. Now, why would this work? Simple. Even if you're a very lazy person, even if you, which I'm sure you're not if you're watching these videos, but imagine you were a very lazy person, okay? And how would this improve drastically your professional life? Well, science have proven to us the famous quote by Jim Rohn, you're the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. So if you identify those few people who are very successful in their specific industry or companies, and you find a way to spend time or work with at least one of those people, then by just being around them, just simply by being around them, science tells us you will start becoming like them. You will subconsciously start copying them, mirroring them. You will start being like them in your relations with other people, in the way you talk, in the way you communicate, in the way you handle conflicts, in pretty much any way they are, So this works. And this has worked. I've experienced this myself. I've seen it on so many people. And I'm sure you, if you watch around you and you look at people and you analyze yourself, okay, have I started copying people I spend time with? And I'm sure you will find such cues or suggestions that you have. So imagine if you were able to spend time with the best people and you started copying them, how you would naturally, easily become more successful. But now imagine even more, since you are not a lazy person and you don't just, show up there and hang around, but imagine if you actually have the intention and the strategic approach to your spending time with the specific lady or gentleman. How do you, you're not just there, but you're watching them. You're thinking about, why do they do certain things? You're asking them, why did you say this? Why did you say that? Why did you handle the situation this way? what would you do? How would you react in this different type of situation? And if you approach it in this way, and if you start asking these important questions and thinking about them, you will, oh my God, like you will get so many insights, actionable knowledge, and just things that will lift your life ahead. That you, first of all, these things you cannot find usually in books or in classes or elsewhere, or even if you could, it's not as effective as you just reading them or somebody telling them to you as it is that you actually experiencing them, you being there and watching and absorbing, it's so much more effective, that's why you start copying people by just being around them. So do that. And man, like, you can think of this, to be honest, this is as valuable, if not in many cases way more valuable than any education you can ever get anywhere. So you can think of this as an educational degree in itself, whether if you are already good and you want to get way better in your career, then get to that advanced educational training. But instead of going to a master degree in that field, go work with the best, go work at the best company in that field. If you are thinking of, how do I change careers now? I really hate what I'm doing right now, want to find something new. How do I get in there fast? Don't go to some introductory school or something. Go to the source, go with the best people, learn from them. If you are at the very start, you never worked, or you're, it's the best thing you can do. If you are just about to start your bachelor degree, you might even think of not doing a bachelor degree at all and focusing on doing an educational real life experience degree, where instead of spending hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of dollars, as in some cases, on education, on tuition, housing, living expenses, and all that stuff, you spend that working for a company, working for people that, first of all, you can learn a lot from. Second of all, obviously, you don't have to work with somebody just because he or she is successful. You work with them because they're successful, but also because you like them, If you cannot stand them, don't work with them, okay? Like, never do that. Your life will actually become worse. So it's a combination you must have. They're successful, but you also like them. And imagine, like, you working with people who are extremely talented, extremely gifted, extremely capable, and also fun to work with. Then you will not just get ahead professionally, but just you have more fun every single day in your life, and it will be in many cases way more fun than in any school you might go, So seriously consider substituting educational degrees with practical experience with the best, where they may pay you, but if you're not ready, if you cannot offer enough value up front, you should be able to work, you should be willing to work for them for free, because the knowledge you get today will provide like way more incomes for you 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, So seriously think about this. And if this sounds too aggressive to you, like if you are thinking of, George, but I still want to have my degree because I still believe it's important to have a degree. Or, George, my parents will kick me out of home if I do this. I totally understand that, okay? And you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't, you might consider it, but probably it's not the best decision to get kicked out of home and to destroy your relationship with your parents. So if that's the case, just combine the two, take the two of both worlds. You can still go to school and you can combine school, or during the summers, you work with the best. You identify the best, pitch them, impress them, start working with them. And then, sure, you'll have a little less free time for you, but that might actually be a great thing for you, because by having less time, you will learn to prioritize, a very important skill. And by prioritizing, you only go to the great parties. You'll not go to the boring, mediocre parties. You will only go to the classes which actually matter, where you actually get skills, knowledge, abilities that are beneficial for you. You're not going to get to those classes which have been there for 20 years and they're so outdated that, it's like they're just there because, I don't know, somebody said they should be there, but you don't get anything out of them. You just skip them, or you find a way to go, around them easily. And instead, you just like have a much more fun life with the best parties, with the best teachers, professors, the best classes, and with the capable doers that you engage in at that company, or with this specific person that you identified, you pitched, you sold yourself to, and you now can work with or for. Okay, it's the approach, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Test it, try it, please do it. It really works. It can indeed, and it will indeed catapult your career if you do this. Okay. Now, if you're maybe you might be thinking, but George, I don't know who are the best companies, or I don't know who are the best individuals in my specific field of interest. If that's the case, please watch my training that you can find on this video or below in the description, where I share with you how you can identify those people. And if you already know, like you have identified, you know who are the people, you know who are the companies that you would love to work with, then you might be wondering, but George, these are the top companies, these are the top people. They have so many other job applicants. How can I stand out? How can I impress them? Or the CEO that I want to work with, or this CTO I want to work with, they're very busy people. How do I get through to them? How do I connect to them? How do I, I'm not that cool. I'm not that amazing. Maybe you might have this feeling. How do I impress them? If that's the case, watch my other training again in this video or below in the description as to how you can truly stand out in your when you pitch employers, when you apply for a job. But it really applies for anything you do and for anyone you want to connect. There's this framework as to how do you stand out. Watch this. I promise it will be extremely helpful. So hope you liked this video. Hope there was something useful you learned here. If you have other people who might find this interesting, please share this video with them, tag them below, and make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're watching this on YouTube, or follow me or like me, wherever you're seeing this video, so that you can get like all my future videos, because they will be good and you will want to hear them, I promise you. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to meeting you very soon.